Hey guys, Michaela here, checking in with y'all. So for this video, Alexa and I are reading a book together. It is by Lisa Jewell. It's a novel, None of This Is True. And I'm just going to read the synopsis of it. Hi, I'm your birthday twin. Celebrating her 45th birthday at the hot new local pub, popular podcaster Alex Summer crosses paths with an unassuming woman called Josie Fair. Josie, it turns out, is also celebrating her 45th birthday. They are, in fact, birthday twins. A few days later, Alex and Josie bump into each other again, this time outside Alex's children's school. Josie has been listening to Alex's podcast and thinks she might be an interesting subject for her series. She tells Alex, on the cusp of great changes in her life. Josie's life appears to be strange and complicated, and although Alex finds her unsettling, she can't quite resist the temptation to keep going on the project. Slowly, she starts to realize that Josie is hiding some very dark secrets, and before she knows it, Josie has unveiled? I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that word. Her way into Alex's life and her home. But as quickly as she arrived, Josie Fair disappears. Only then does Alex discover that Josie has left a terrible and terrifying legacy in her wake, and that Alex has become the subject of her own true crime podcast with her life and her family's lives in grave danger. Now, as you can see, I've already read through the book, but I just wanted to come back and do the introduction for this video. But yeah, I'm so excited for you guys to continue watching our thoughts on it, and see y'all later.
Alright, I am finished with part 1 of None of This Is True, and I want to know what None of This Is True applies to. I'm really enjoying it so far, though I am stressed, but in a mostly good way. Everything is basically just set up to go off the rails now, I think. We have a good understanding of our two main characters, Josie and Alex. We have a good idea of what's going on in their lives, and now it's all about to fall off the rails, I'm pretty sure. I just read the synopsis, so I think we're about to get into a lot of the heart of what this is talking about. Josie is set up as really creepy so far, which I was stressed out for a little while because I was worried how much they were going to go, she is a child temptress with it, which is not how any of that works. Which I think it's going to be a more nuanced take than that. Thankfully, I was really worried for a little while, and now I just want to know what specifically, none of this being true, what applies to it, what is fake. I'm so excited to see where things go. I don't think it's quite mixed media, but the snippets from the Netflix documentary that were introduced to, I'm really enjoying those, and they're making me like, I need to know what happens next. I'm excited, I'm nervous, I'm stressed, I need to know, because the first part is just Lisa Jewell is just setting everything up to get really creepy. Like, there's certain aspects, like hints of characters' lives falling apart, Josie being creepy, you hating most of the characters, as I feel like is par for the course in most thrillers. And now I'm ready for it to all, like, play out in its next steps. I need to see what happens next. I'm gonna pick this back up soon and read part 2. I'm excited to see what Michaela thinks. I'm curious if she's as edgy on the edge of her seat as I am. So far, she hates all of the characters, which I knew she would. I mean, how do you not hate Alex's husband? He is somehow maybe the worst, but I think it's just because, like, Josie is so, like, clearly creepy and off, and then her husband is obvious. Like, you don't even need to spend time on, yes, he's gross, that is horrible and despicable. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I need to know what happens next. Yes. All right. I'll be back when I read more, probably when I finish up part 2. All right. We'll see you then.
Good morning, guys. My name is Michaela, and we are currently reading, Alexa and I together, Lisa Jewell, None of This Is True. I am like halfway through the book. Those are my markers for the parts. And then that space in the book is where I'm at. So we're currently halfway through the book. I think Alexa's a little bit more ahead of me than I am. I haven't had much time to read. But oh my gosh, it has been crazy. I just made it to part 2. So many thoughts. I really like how this is written. I have been really enjoying how she integrates the Netflix series that this book is based, like the podcast from the book is doing a podcast with this woman, Josie, and oh, that's gonna be really weird editing. I'm so sorry, Alexa. I really like how Lisa Jewell is inserting the perspectives of both characters while also giving a timeline and also trying to integrate the Netflix documentary that comes from this podcast. I'm super excited to see where this story goes. But so far, Josie has been absolutely nuts. I mean, I'm sure she's about to get even crazier, but just halfway through the novel, I really like how the narration is going for this book. I also really enjoy the pacing. I think this is really good pacing, and I think with all the different characters and their actions, I really feel like I'm getting the full scope of what is going on, so I really respect that too, and I really enjoy that about this book as well. So Alexa said that I need to record my reactions going closer to part 3, so I am just gonna start now. I totally got wrapped up in this book, so I totally forgot, but I have been texting Alexa all my thoughts and stuff, so I'm still in bed. Because it's been crazy. I do need to get up and get my day started, but this book has been so good. I actually really like it. I think this is the first murder mystery I've read, or is it a thriller? I don't even know what genre this is, but I've been really liking it, so yeah, we're starting to get to the good stuff in part 2, so looking forward to seeing where this story goes, because it's crazy. Okay.
I am exhausted. My partner and I have spent basically this whole weekend working on building out our patio, but more importantly, I finished part 2 of None of This Is True. Things are going off of the rails. Hopefully I'll figure out how to put a nice graphic on how far off the rail things are, but it is nearly fully off of the rails, finishing part 2. What is going on? Josie? Yeah. Josie is out there. She is crazy. A lot is going on. What is the deal with Aaron further? What is Alex going to do? Who are some of these characters they're introducing in the Netflix plotline, little snippets we're seeing? I just need to know. I am so excited. Michaela, she was behind me and then she was ahead of me, and she was just, I'm like, you are going to be so angry. And then she got very angry. And Josie gets worse, which is not surprising at all. But it's really fun to be mad at her, so I'm excited for that. And, feel bad for her in certain extents, but we'll see. We'll be back after part 3.
This is crazy. This day is crazy. This podcast episode is... I have no thoughts. I have no words. Josie is a something else. What a terrible person. Not just something else. What a terrible person. Wow. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm laughing, but I'm uncomfortable because what am I reading? Wow. What a terrible person. Hey, it's Michaela checking in. I just finished part 2 of this. None of this is true. Sorry, I'm looking a little crazy right now. I just got out of work. So many thoughts. Apparently she's leaving. Do I think she's actually leaving? I don't know. I don't trust her. Josie's weird. I don't know, man. I think she's lying about stuff, and then she was trying to recall the day, like, what happened that day, that she left and all of that, but then it's not adding up to what actually happened, and then it's like, she said that her daughter came with her, but where did her daughter go? You just let your daughter go at 3 a.m. to go get probably picked up by someone else? Okay, Josie, okay. Like, she's been weird from the start, but this makes it, like, even worse. So, sorry, I keep getting distracted by something on my floor. But, I don't even know. This whole situation is so weird, and I want to know what happens. I really like how Lisa Jewell integrates parts of the Netflix documentary. I really like that because it gives more insight into what's happening at that time while we're reading it happening, like, in real time. But it's like, Josie's just so strange. But it seems like she's been strange her whole life. And then her mom's kind of weird. She married a man, a pedophile, and that's disgusting. And I feel so bad for her and her daughters. Like, I cannot imagine, like, her daughters especially, though. Like, I cannot imagine having that as my mom. Like, just ridiculous. Like, I do not like Josie. But also with Alex, like, if your gut has been telling you more than once that, like, something is not right with this woman, do not invite her into your home. And then apparently she has a plan in place, Josie, and I don't think it's anything good. I definitely clocked the trinkets and treasures things that she mentioned in her wardrobe, which is a little spooky. It's a little eerie, because what do you mean you have, like, trophies? Sorry, not treasures, trophies. She called them trophies. I'm like, well, that's not good. That never is good. I'm so excited for part 3 because I really want to see what happens, because, like, it's been weird. Josie has been weird from the beginning, like, clinging on to Alex in the first place, but also with how much Alex talks to other people, you would think she would be more alert. I'm a bit confused there, but I'm so excited. I'm about to start reading part 3. It's really late, though, and I keep staying up too late for this book, but I really want to know what happens, so... But yeah, that's my thoughts so far. Josie's nuts, and I am very intrigued to see what happened to Walter, like, to her son. I'm very intrigued to see what happened to her daughter and her husband, because I'm sure she killed her husband. Honestly, wouldn't be shocked if she killed her daughter, Erin, who was just left there. Allegedly. And then her first daughter, now, I mean, her other daughter must have been killed, right? Like, did she kill her other daughter? Did she kill Brooke, her daughter's friend? Sorry, I'm holding this with my hand, so it's not very straight, but I have so many thoughts. I'm gonna start it soon. I'm so excited. Okay.
As you can see, None of This Is True is dressed once more. That means I have finished it. Giving it a nice strong 4 stars. more Lisa Jewell is in my future. I am so excited that I found a thriller that works for me. I was just talking about how I don't seem that impressed by most thrillers. This kept me guessing until the final pages. Still wondering a bit what happened. I have my ideas. I don't want to spoil anything, but basically everyone except for Alex sucks to some extent. And poor Nathan, sort of. Mostly. But with a little bit of, oof, Josie, you are crazy and a bad person, but no one in the family is that innocent, but complicated. But I was just like, great, like this is wild. That could not put it down. Was turning these pages, just wow. I'm still like thinking about this and deciding, and it was just so exciting, and the pacing throughout this whole thing I think was really strong. It wasn't ever too slow, which I appreciate, and it wasn't too fast. It wasn't too disjointed with all of these twists, turns, lies, half-truths. When I've had this book explained to me before in a different vlog, I can't remember who I was watching. If I figure it out, I will link them below. I thought I was going to be really confused. Even at the beginning, I was like, okay, none of this is true. That's prepping me to preemptively not trust someone, something, all of this. What am I not supposed to trust? And when that settled itself / made itself apparent, it made a lot of sense to me. I mean, it still had me confused, but in the appropriate way, not me struggling to follow what was going on. So that was a huge relief in a great way, because I was stressed this whole time. I was feeling all of the things. It was so good. I'm making this sound like it should have been a 5, but it was a 4 still. I don't know. 5s just have like a magical je ne sais quoi to it. Oh my gosh, Michaela and I were texting, just like, we had a lot of the same thoughts about these characters. I feel like it's pretty apparent. I wish we had time to see each other and talk about it, because if we met in a coffee shop, that coffee shop in our little table would be turning over. If you haven't read this yet, you should. If anyone's read from Lisa Jewell and has any recommendations below, please put them below. Or if there's any other thrillers down below, also would love that. I liked the podcast elements a lot. That was one of the things I'd liked in Carter Wilson's book that I had read a little bit ago, the title of which, Tell Me What You Did. I really liked the podcast elements in Tell Me What You Did, even though other parts of that book fell short. So it was nice to, pretty soon after that, turn on to another book that integrated podcast elements that I really enjoyed. I think that's a bit of a trend right now in thrillers and suspense books right now. So maybe I'll need to get to more of those. I think I just also really like when it's hard to tell what's true and what's not, and there's multiple people telling their own narrative. I feel like that's just a very Alexa thing to enjoy and to see. Just a lot of this just felt very real in a way, which, like, I hope not a lot of this happens, but it just, I don't know, it's stuff I think it's people I don't know people like this, thankfully, but it felt like people I was aware of existing. I feel like I'm now talking way too much about this. Moral of the story, 4 stars, really good. If you have any more thriller recommendations from Lisa Jewell or like this, please comment them down below. I still want to find a 5-star one. Maybe I'll continue that journey. I think that's going to become a longer little reading project. I have a reading side quest.
Hello everyone, so this is Michaela chiming in. So this will be my final review of Lisa Jewell, None of This Is True. Overall, this was a great book, like 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed reading. I really loved how Lisa had it read as though you're watching a true crime documentary on Netflix. I thought that was ingenious, like that was super creative. it really kept me engaged with a lot of the storyline, to be honest. And I really enjoyed how between each, like, interview, episode, whatever you want to call it, like, she just does such a good job at laying out, like, what happens in between the actual, like, characters in the story, even through, like, the Netflix special as well. So it's really cool. Like, I really enjoyed this and I highly recommend. I don't know what it is necessarily, like a thriller or whatever, but yeah, I really liked this book. I really was not expecting it to go where it went. There's so many twists and turns, and it kept me engaged. Like, I went through this book actually pretty quickly, like quicker than most of the books I usually read. So it was actually really, really good. I really recommend if you guys ever want to pick up Lisa Jewell. I think I'm gonna go try to pick up more of her books, honestly.
Editing Alexa here. Just wanted to chime in to say bye, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and speak for both of us, Michaela and I, when I say that this was so much fun for us to do. It's something we're definitely gonna do again in the future. It's always fun to buddy read something. The book was so good.